What is the truth in the stories we are told? We've been given a story of a world fueled by separation. We've become separate from one another, separate from the earth, ultimately separate from the true nature of ourselves. It's time we learn the truth. It's time you rewrite your story. It's time to realign with who it is that you really are. This is the fifth dimension.
You are infinite and eternal. We are infinite and eternal.
Our natural essence, we could say, is simply being.
We have this awakening coming together as a perfect storm.
We're ready for this. We have the capacity inside. We just got to find that. Just the candid back and forth, man. This is the best stuff.
Absolutely. That's what we're doing. It's already recorded now. I pressed record while you were in the middle of it. Tommy John, thanks for coming on the show, man. I mean,
of course. Thanks for having me back.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. I got to tell you, man, you've been like, I feel like I watched your Instagram. I watch all you're doing. I listen to Health Freedom for Humanity podcast, your own show. I feel like you're radiating in a sense right now. In a good way. That's a good thing. Like you're radiating like some sort of like superpower, supercharged energy.
Right.
What's the day in the life of Tommy John looking like right now? Because I'm like,
that's a good question. Cause I always ask that on the HFFH podcast. I'm like, what's your daily, like, what do you do? You know, I want to ask, these are supposed health practitioners. So what the fuck do you do? You know? Right. And a lot of them sometimes aren't healthy. And it's like, okay. So I literally am beaming. Like I am at my best right now. And there's a couple reasons of things that have shifted. I keep saying 2020 was my best year, and I'm not joking, followed second by the death of my brother, because I looked at them as opportunities, right? I looked at them as a time to go inside, a time to reevaluate what my priorities, values, and beliefs are. What's important? What do I cut out? What do I amplify? What do I bring in? And there was very little to bring in, which is interesting. Everybody looks to add a bunch of shit, you know what I mean? But it was more just kind of subtracting some things and then reevaluating the value of some of the simplicities that we kind of take for granted, but is the foundation of life. So a day in the life, shit. All right, let's go through it. So I wake up and I look at my salt lamp for like 5 minutes. So the first thing entering my eyes is close to a sunset or sunrise, that glow. I would love flame, but until I live in a castle surrounded by a dangerous moat, I won't be having flame as light. So
off the table.
So I'll stare at a salt lamp, and then I will go I'll go brew my French press coffee, like 4 ounces. I've been noticing lately, I don't like a lot of it anymore. I can't consume a lot. And again, I think I'm speaking very much to a, sorry, we got a naked chiropractor getting in my infrared sauna.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. He's so, I swear I'm in my office. I'm not.
Well, I was gonna say, you got the Street Fighter back there. You got swords. Like,
no, we're good. Yeah, Dr. Alex Lee. If anybody wants to follow Dr. Alex Lee, okay. So it's not a Dr. Alex Lee. So we'll get to that. But so I brew my French press coffee. And that was another thing. Like I listened to my body. Body told me it doesn't want as much coffee. Okay, listen to it instead of just like, oh my God, but I'm supposed to, or I need to wake up, and all this other bullshit that coffee's been attached to. I have my morning drink, which is like a lime or lemon juice with iodine and creatine and a scoop of Manuka honey. And then some herbs this is the big change with Dr. Cassie Huckabee. She's my naturopath. And I met her through this free thinkers group and then sent her some people. And the response from those people was astounding. How she delivers things and how she speaks. I'm like, wait, you're a rare bird. So we went and grabbed coffee, and I put a lot of practitioners through the cheesecloth, and not many people make it through. From my opinion, you know, and she is doing it right. She's one of the purer medicine men and women that are out there. Like there's only a few. We don't need all these healing practitioners. There's like a few that get it, and the rest of us can be healthy. We don't have to be in selling health. Like we could just be healthy people. Jesus. So I'll go into the shower. I dry brush before the shower. I oil pull during my shower with black seed oil and coconut oil. And then I shower. Coconut oil or avocado oil or olive oil are my skin oils. Then I just get dressed. It's always going to be board shorts and linen pants because that's my attire. Shoes optional, and a t-shirt of some kind. And that's it. And then I'll go pour my coffee, take a shitload of fruit with me to the office. I'll go out and stand by the ocean for 30 to 40 minutes just to kind of set my day. Because it's right across the street. Or if the sun's out in the morning, I'll go and stare at it and sun my balls is what I say, because I do. I'll literally for like 30 or 40 minutes, we'll go do that. And then head to the office, help people realize their healing potential and capacity, give people things that they already kind of knew from when they were babies, the stuff that they need to be this consistent, simple savage that we used to be, that we've long lost. And then I'll do an infrared sauna in my office for a deeper pull. That's something. I'll move a lot in my office with some people. Yesterday, we had somebody bring 2 Julian pies. So we were feasting on pies yesterday in here. And someone was like, I'd be offended if I was in your office. And my office is not for you. And that's okay. But we're going to eat fucking pie. And we're going to enjoy pie. But this whole, where it's like unsustainable approaches to things. And so I've just let a lot go. Then I leave here, usually head to the beach, catch a sunset, walk to the grocery store, make a homemade meal. Last night's meal, for instance, was Mexican salad. It was yellow peppers, onion, garlic, tomatoes, purple sweet potatoes, all laid over a bed of romaine with nacho cashew cheese, homemade, plantains fried in lard with guac, homemade guac, and then kombucha. I mean, it's fucking phenomenal, right? So that's the highlight of my days when I make my homemade meals. I just really love nourishing myself. I truly, I enjoy it. I love it. I'm almost like drunk on the flavors. And then I'll watch movies. I don't watch TV, but I watch movies. Now it's usually the 80s and early 90s. Because that's when before the scripts were hijacked. And they're just pure and it's simple, and I'm being drawn to it now because movies are just so dog shit now, with just propaganda and everything else that you pick up on. And then head to bed, and that's it. I respect sleep. So and again, my mornings I don't fuck with. People try to rush me and get me doing things earlier, but I'm not the typical American. I don't even like identifying as America right now because I'm embarrassed for America right now. But this get up and rush your day and do all this shit to pack all this shit in to make more money and make more, like some status or some degreed person who just measures their dick with their credentials or their income and all this other bullshit. I'm just so done with that and participating in any capacity. So that's a day in the life of TJ. Now, I will say this. I feel better than I ever because I wanted to improve, but was making slow gains for myself. And then when I stumbled upon Dr. Cassie Huckabee, it was a catalyst. It was an ally. It was somebody that knows a hell of a lot more than me that could point me in the right direction. Not somebody that's going to save something on me. Do you know what I mean? But point me in the right direction so I could go do the massive amount of work to level myself up, because every single day is an opportunity to improve. This whole age thing is so bullshit. The body heals at the same rate regardless. We're always like, older people take for longer to heal. No, you don't. You just have more shit getting in the way. If you get it out of the way, the body heals on one rate. Human, it just heals. That's it. It's on its same path. But we always get in the way and we're like, oh, it takes forever to heal when you're older. You just have more crap that you've thrown in or more professionals that you've employed. That's a good quickie. I got to write down that topic. That's a good one. That's a good one. But that's it. Meeting her, and on her intake forms, we did like a deep dive, and it literally is what is your reason for seeing me or your goal? And I said to fly. because I really do want to fly. She's like, all right, let's do it. Like without a break in sentence, was like, let's do it. Like how many practitioners will look you in the eye when you want to do something astounding and people are levitating. So flying is actually possible. This whole thing like, I don't want to do, they're fucking doing it all over the place. So I want to do that. And when I was at the last thing in San Francisco I spoke at, there's a practitioner, Dr. Edith, she's an acupuncturist. I said the same thing. She came up to me with her staff afterwards. She's like, so how are you trying to attempt to fly? And it was a legitimate conversation. I'm like, well, I astral project and try to pull myself out of myself and lift. And they're like, well, I was working with Max Christensen and I was trying to do the same thing. Like there was a full blown conversation between four fucking adults around a pool party talking about flying. That's the new earth I want to live in. That's it. I don't want to live where we are now. Like, I don't want to be a part of any of the things coming down the line with the fairy tale that they've rolled in called a pandemic, let alone what's coming down the line that nobody has any idea with accepting a vaccine, walking willingly off a plank, and then actually bringing in the passports. Like everything else is coming down. I'm just not a part of this whole thing. And I can't wait to see what I am going to be a part of because it's going to be pretty cool is what I think. Wait, what did I just say?
Oh,
what did
my
I say
God. It was... Oh my God, I got so entrenched.
Flying.
It was about flying.
Got it.
I feel the same way. No, I've done astral projection and that idea of flying, and like we are so much more than our actual body. Like the idea of like a superhuman, right? I feel like that is just optimal human, and everybody else just lives so poorly, right? Everybody has been taught to live in just dismal conditions. Like we've been told that humans are so limited. And I think when in reality, we have so much potential, untapped potential. Like we are meant to optimize. We are meant to self-actualize. And it's beautiful because I'm in the same boat as you where I feel like I'm writing my own story right now, playing my own game. Like I'm not subscribed to the collective game, the collective narrative. I see it. I recognize it. I've done my research on it.
Yeah.
I'm not playing it. I'm done. Like I'm creating my own storyline. And it feels like there is enough people who have gotten to that point where, you know, what you focus on ultimately manifests, right? That's just basic principles. Wherever you put your energy, it's going to create something. There's enough people doing that to where there is going to be this creative, sustainable new earth. Here's another question for you that you ask on all of the on your the podcast. You open the door to the new earth. You step in, what's in there? What do you see?
So I did a podcast yesterday Tuesday, and the ladies asked me the same thing. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like I always ask people that question. Nobody asks it back to me. Yeah. So, all right. This is my delivery for today. So door swings open. First of all, it's sunny. And it's natural and there's land and we are on the land as a community. Trades are brought back. People have skill sets based on passion and not fucking societal whatever. You know what I mean? We barter again. The monetary system completely crumbles, as it will. The dollar's going to be done and this whole thing's coming. We start exchanging energy and value through what our skills are and like what we and then you connect with that person and with their products or whatever. The community raises the children. There are no schools. School is life. School is you know, the living experience, and you're learning. We bring back elders, the people who are wise, not just the dipshits who walk through the motions and they're just programming more code, but actual people who have like lived these lives and challenged this and actually followed their passions instead of, again, just how much money can I make? What can I do for my status? What can I drive? What can I do? Right. One medicine man or woman. There's one. There's not like 1,000. There's no input on information. The news, it's conversations again. How do we exchange information? Conversations. We just have these conversations. Everything is outdoors. Everything is natural. Everything is grown from the land. We're reconnecting to what it is to be natural outside of ourselves, on ourselves, in ourselves, and then how we're connected to the whole. We grow, we sustain, it's regenerative. The earth heals just as the body heals. It's the same thing. And we all start to realize and respect that. And I literally just see people making clothes again, crafts, like again, bringing back in the creative aspect, the arts, music, acting, like that, all the things that used to be. And then we tried to get so advanced technologically and so that we've separated ourselves. Nobody even knows who they are. And it is so easy to just influence. It's fuck. I'll test this sometimes where I'll just make something up and I'll try to convince somebody, and I can. And it's not like my ability to sell something. It's just the ability of people to just be taken. And so just this resilience, almost like I looked at marble statues of like Greek, Roman, like women and kids. The dudes, like whatever, but the women just strong and capable, strong feet, strong hands. These kids are developed, like back to that, where the entire family, each person has a role, the unit together ascends, and they help, pave a path. Because we have all these sick kids and everyone's like, oh, what do we do with these sick kids? We have broken ass adults. Like it's trying to bring back that unity again of the whole, everyone's like, oh, holistic, like just the whole. It's not germ theory. It's not terrain theory. It's connecting to nature. It's all of this. It's not Waldorf school. It's not Montessori. It's not charter. It's just life. We stopped. All those systems are gone. Naturopathic medicine, allopathic medicine, all of it's gone. Just gone. There's no GMOs. There's no organic. It's just food. Gone. Sports, professional, amateur, gone. It's just sport. So we get back to that purity, and that's where I see these communities existing now. Some people are like, oh, that's naive because the dark is I'm not saying they're gone. They're still going to be there running their plan and doing all their stuff. And there will be people going and participating, but that's okay. We still will defend ourselves against that. We will be so interested in living this thriving life. It's not going to fucking bother us. We're not even going to be aware that they're doing what the next thing is that they're doing, because they'll just keep coming out with something and something and something, not liking what we're doing. And there's going to be so many of these little communities that it's just going to be not possible to take them all out, but we're going to have to figure out a way to coexist, because that's just, it's positive, it's negative, it's yin yang, it's black, white, it's light, dark. It's always all there, all intermeshed, where we just reconnect internally, externally, and then as the whole. That's my new earth.
Oh, beautiful. That is a new earth that I would like to live on. And I feel like it's already here, just waiting to be recognized in a sense. Because you're saying that those other things aren't necessarily going to go away, but we're just going to have to coexist, create, divinely create. And I feel like you, of all people I've talked to, there's something like you get like who you are beyond Tommy John in a sense. Like there's like, if I were to ask you, who are you without the name, without the title, like what would sort of be your response? Because I feel like that plays into exactly what you were just talking about, like the recognition of,
I think so. Literally, that's why I dropped the doctor. It's not that I'm pissed at the licensure or I'm embarrassed that chiropractors are actually trained in the schools, like what the schools are teaching. I don't want a title that somehow puts me above somebody. Like no more titles. No more of this shit where somebody's better than somebody else because of a 2-letter word, like a 2-letter in front of because my loans cleared and because I sat in a seat for 4 years. No, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to get through fucking any school. Like, I'm sorry. So stop patting yourself on the back because of a degree. It's embarrassing. So the thing is, I got rid of it. I'm human. Like, who is Tom? Like, I'm just literally an intuitive, critically thinking, adaptable, strong, resilient, sunbathed, heavily meditated, nourished, connected, awake, aware human. Humbled human, listening to other humans, learning about student of life. So that it's literally it. Like, it's coming back to what kind of medicine? Human. What kind of food? Human. It's human. The opposite is the opposite. Like, it's everything has been, that's not even human. Where we're headed. And that's by design. That's what they want. That's what this whole thing is. So I've got reacquainted with just what is the true essence of me. What's my point here? A service greater than me has to be here. You have to serve in some way. Yeah. Or you can't sustain that. Like, it's just not a life I want to live, like a quality life. There's people that, again, as I've said, measure themselves with other markers, but what is my service? And it's leveled up through what I'm focused on now. And literally, you followed my social media. All I'm posting are videos on how I live. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh my God, you're sacred masculine. Oh my God, you're a practice. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm literally just trying to be the best human I am. Call it whatever you want. That's within you. And it doesn't cost a lot. And I'm not lucky. And it's not genetically, you know what I mean? It's just there.
Yeah.
It's there for all of us. I'm just trying to get people to rediscover that, because I did rediscover it daily. And that was something else I said at this talk. It was like, if you every time you see somebody, they're a completely different person than they were the day before or night before. So how people could be bored with themselves in a relationship? They're a total different person. What was their dream the night before? What was their food? What were their thoughts? What did they read? How'd they apply? And if they're doing the work, holy shit, it's a completely different person. That's why I never take notes in my office, because I don't care what you were last Friday. You're not that. You're who you are today on Thursday. So who are you? What do you know now today better than yesterday? How have you stimulated yourself differently today than yesterday? That's it. A completely remodeled person. Think about that. Every day you're with your peeps, you're with your people, your crew, your mates, whatever. You have this life of this ongoing infinite potential person that's rediscovering themselves. God damn. Somebody's like, how do you get bored with somebody? How's that possible? It's new every day. Yeah. But nobody looks at things like that. We look at, well, going through the same routine today. Well, going new. Let's spice things up by having a kid or taking a vacation, or let's spice things up by buying something new. Like, Jesus, spice things up by challenging the system to be different than you were yesterday. Learn something different than you were yesterday. Nourish yourself differently. Connect, meditate, breathe, get outside, go explore, go somewhere you've never been. Like, that's where I'm trying to get to. So who is Tommy? It's just a human being. And I don't want to be connected to Dr. Ricardo tomorrow. Nueve? Boomtown. Niner, bud.
Adios, muchacho.
All right. Sorry, bud.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, one of my longest clients, he's kicking ass. Yeah, he's celebrating his 4-year anniversary here. Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's literally like one of the better performing people. And he's like double everyone's age.
Oh, fantastic. I was going to say, if they're working with you and they're following the routine that you're laying out right now, how could they not be doing well? Like,
well, that's the thing, right? They got to take it, and he's taking it and like applies, that's the deal. It's people will try to latch on to a system or latch on to how I maybe make them feel by my conversation, but we got to go past the taking it and making it your own, because we then just have outsourcing to somebody else instead of a medical path or a government official or a teacher or a priest. And now it's like, oh, TJ, no, you can't latch on to me. I know it feels comfortable or whatever, but you have to take this and make it your own, because at some point I'd love to be out of business. And just, we have, like I said, the communities, there's no offices, there's no anything. It's just living. It's just the second you wake up to the second you go to bed to your dreams. And to steal Dr. Cassie Huckabee's quote, it's your life is medicine. Every step of everything you do, including the downs, it's medicine. She said that, and I was like, holy shoot, that is potent. See you, Ricardo.
Fantastic. Potent. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've definitely been applying over the last, I think it's been 6 months since I talked to you last, but seeing you continually practice it and live your life on Instagram, it's inspiring in a lot of ways, because, I personally have had some profound experiences by just simply identifying as human, by being in the sunlight, by connecting with nature, by looking at something, what is like purpose way beyond the individual self. What am I contributing to? What am I creating? And all the systems that you're talking about dismantling and creating this new earth, it's like a lot of it feels unknown in terms of what it is. Like, when I wake up tomorrow, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, am I going to create the system? Maybe like the new system, I'm going to do this, that. It's all such an unknown, but like connecting to the unknown has been so beautiful. Like, it's been such a rewarding like mystery, because I feel like in a lot of ways, the human potential is unknown. Like, who you are going to be.
We don't have any idea. That's so exciting, right? Like, we can't measure it. It's like not even measurable what's possible. So stop even letting them think in your head that it's limited. And that it's against you. Like these forces are for us. They're to keep us here. and prolong us. Jesus, we should be so lucky to be able to experience it. And it's not easy, right? Like it's hard to, we're inundated with all that. And I have to like, oh my God, I want to be like negative today. Or I want to be monotonous today. Or I want to go through, go in the office. I can't wait to get out of the, like, wait. You live at the beach. You have all this fruit. You have your legs. You have this opportunity. You have friends. You know what I mean? Like, I've got, okay. Hold on. What's the bigger thing here? How is everything different? Let's put it in perspective. Because our emotions, the stories we tell ourselves from how we were burned and hurt and we didn't process them appropriately, and we bring them into today, and it's like, holy shoot. Okay. I got some work to do. I got some self work to do daily, but that's where the exciting part is. And then what can I learn from these people? Or what can I learn from this experience? What can I learn from this engagement that you and I are doing right here? You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to learn right now to put myself in a better position than before the interview,
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. And all of those things that come up, I feel they come up for a reason, because they were already within you and they needed to be expressed. Right. And I think the key thing for me is like, I need to honor my expression in this moment. What is it? Is it a positive expression? Does it feel shadowy? Like, is it hurt a little bit?
Sure.
Do I still need to express it? Yes. Because if I don't, it's just going to come back later and probably come back stronger by refusing to express it. So I think I see something that you do is honoring expression, honoring divine expression, but then also honoring other people's expressions as well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you've been taken off of Instagram. They're playing whack-a-mole with you and Alex accounts. I mean, I had Alec on here a couple weeks ago and connected with him, and we talked about that very same thing, censorship. Yep. Do you find it difficult to have people, come at you in that sort of way? Like, what is sort of your response to particular criticisms or fears that you feel about maybe expressing yourself? Because I know that there's a lot of people that I talk to, listen to my podcast, who are afraid of simply expressing their truth. They're afraid of simply becoming this fuller version of themselves in a lot of ways. And do you have ways that you find it easy to deal with that, or honor expression?
Yeah. So I think literally that's why I've gotten, my last fuck went out the door 2 weekends ago. Yeah. Like I have nothing left here. Yeah. And that seems to be attractive to people. They're like drawn to how I'm speaking. I'm like, I just don't give a shit anymore. Those are done. And so my message is just stop editing yourself. Stop. You'll lose family. You will lose friends. You will lose these people. That is okay. They weren't helping you in the first place. And you will see this side of life, this level of your life that you've never imagined possible. It may be the most important thing. It's the scariest thing, is the censorship, in my opinion. The censorship is the scariest part of this whole thing. That we literally, the solution is full human expression, authentic human expression, no apologies whatsoever. You don't have any reason to make somebody happy, healthy, comfortable, done, because that's what got us here. It's trying to make everybody appeased, trying to please everyone, trying to keep everybody at the same, status and this whole thing, like, besides just human, that's not what I'm saying, but like, we'll keep everybody doing the same things, doing the same, nobody can be, have a different path, so to speak. And so I think it's one of the most important, if one of the greatest protests is just being you. And that's why I keep trying to focus on the health components to this, because everyone wants to march and speak at city council meetings about masks and all this stuff. That's fine. But if you're coming home and you're doing the same thing you were yesterday, then you are doing a disservice to humanity by not being a better version of yourself. And what's that? Self? What is self? It's the truest expression of self. And that means not edited. You're not speaking in a way that only your spouse allows you to speak. You're not speaking in a way that your priest would be upset that you spoke that way. You're not, living this life that, well, people are going to judge you because you went to this side or you went to that side. No. All that's over. And the second we just stop caring and stop comparing, literally will be this leveling. One, it'll be this oh God, that feels good. And just that feeling of that person is going to be a complete different vibration on a whole.
Yeah.
And so I gotta be honest, dude. I stepped down. I was asked to step down from Health Freedom for Humanity because of my posts.
Okay.
So, and it's fine. It's no beef with Alec. Like he's such a good dude. But I want to be upfront with that. That was scary to me, where it was like, you're speaking too much as a leader in the group, you know, vice president, whatever that means. We can't have you, you know, speaking that way. And I was like, huh. And I sat on that for a while and I was like, holy shit, wait, it shouldn't matter. We're a freedom group. This is wow, because I'm offending some doctors in the group, or I'm offending some other MDs that they're trying to get or whatever, who can't take my message. I don't, but isn't this a freedom group? That's interesting. And so I didn't sit well with that. It didn't sit well with me. So I left. It's so important to me to not be edited or constrained. I left Health Freedom for Humanity, not because they're bad people or whatever, but I could not be myself within the group. So then I'm doing a disservice to the group. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's I would be hurting that group if I'm not myself. So fucking I'm gone. And then I'm hurting the humanity. Like I'm hurting for what the whole thing stands for. I can't be any less of what I was yesterday. No. That can't be. So if there's something for people to focus on, Dr. Melissa Sell said it. She's like, stop editing yourself. Don't even erase your posts. Don't even spell check your posts. Just post, speak. Get loud, go, live, walk, eat, sleep, play, crave, go and just express, assuming it's within, you know, human basic common code that you're not hurting, you know, inflicting damage on somebody. Like, I'm not talking about them interpreting your words as damage. Like, you're not like cutting someone's face, you know, like, okay, or stepping on someone's, you know, lunch. But it's more, that is one of the most important things we can do right now in that self-discovery of trying to find what we value and believe in. It's just do a post that you were holding on to. I'd love to say this, but I can't because no, say it. Say it right now. That's your medicine. Go say it. And don't give two shits what goes. The people that are with you, they'll be with you. The ones that can't, they're gone. And you will start to figure out who your crew is, what you value, what you believe in, what your purpose is, where you fit, where you're going to go. Then all of a sudden your craving shift, your sleep shift, your desire shifts, your direction. Like, fuck me. That is it right there. It's this unedited version. We have too many fucking counterfeit people repeating the same shit that somebody else did over and over and over. There's people that can't invent their own shit.
Yeah.
Like some people are like, can I share your 8 essentials? Yeah, just fucking call them something else or reinvent them. Like do something. Jesus Christ. There's a poster, go put it up. But it's not even like, it's just, we need that authenticity again. You could be inspired by somebody, but it's bringing back the authentic human. The deepest aspect of humanity is human. It's the basic concept of it. What is health and medical freedom? It's being human. So that's what we got to get into. And the greatest thing about the human is that it's infinite options. There's so many different variations of who we are. That's literally it. Right now, we have this like one mold of a human now, you know,
one
and
size fits all.
That's it. We go through this, we go to college, we do this, we go to church, we date this person, we marry, we kids, we have a job, we're a health practitioner, we have a license, we all fit. Like, God damn it. Get out of that. Break out of that and get as loud and unedited and unapologetic as you can. I think unapologetic is in my IG description. I think I put it in there because I was like, just free human who just doesn't, but me having let that last fuck be gone, my office is improving. Like my relationships are improving. My direction, who I see as being real. Like there's people who have interviewed me before. There's no fucking way I would let them interview me now. Like I've just seen a lot, and I've seen too many things under the holistic health freedom guys. And it's not a good thing. It's not. And so it's like, Jesus, we literally got to figure out who we are self-wise. And that's the solution, because it's like, that was a good interview from, oh my gosh, they totally harvested data and emails to create a platform to make money off of this lost. Wow. And they're no longer around because I don't have 92,000 followers, whatever a follower means, you know. I'm like, oh shit, that's interesting. So I just start
Right.
to see all the people that are wanting to interview and do this stuff. It's like the same fucking interviews, man. You guys are recycling the same people doing the same shit. Interview the small guys, the
Yeah,
small, those are the important ones.
I
Interview the
agree.
homeschool moms, interview the teachers, interview the principal that left, David Rodriguez, and he starts, interview, connect, start bringing those people out again, because that was my evolution over this next phase on why I leveled up. And once I got out of HFFH, it was like, I started to look around. I'm like, a lot of the people who had me on interviews or had me on and are like, hey, TJ, yo, bro, speak at our event. I'm like, no, actually, because you want video of me speaking at your event so you can go post that shit and go do whatever and then loop them in. And, if you get me, you're going to get Dr. Cassidy and you're going to get, Dr. Whoever, you're going to get this group. Now, you guys are all fucked. I mean, it's a dangerous world out there from a pirating standpoint of who's, trying to latch on and grab and harvest. And it's just,
Right.
dude, we don't need any of this. Like, that's why I'm so speaking so out loud that we don't need any of this. Just
I agree.
stop.
I agree.
So
I agree. Somebody put up on I think it was Twitter the other day, and I go on there once in a while, and they put a poll, and it said, if Twitter were to be obliterated off the face of the earth, we'd be all better off for it? And 95% of people said yes. And I was like, absolutely. Same with Instagram, with all of these structures, these, because really, I mean, you talked about having all those followers. I think I remember connecting with you the first time. You had like 20 or 30,000 people, and then a couple months later, it was almost at like 100,000.
Yeah.
Like, really, followers aren't anything. When I started this podcast, I was like, I want to reach the biggest people. Now it's like, I just want to like connect with people. I want to find real people. I want to find people who are authentic. And I think authenticity is such a lost art. Like, it's such, and I think a lot of people just don't know how to be authentic. And it's as simple as just be. Get rid of the need for validation, for status.
Yes.
I love what you said about what was the word you put in your bio? The unapologetic.
Right?
Because I wrote a poem the other day, and it was about being wild and untamed, and like how that equates to freedom. And ultimately, and I think it's just about like when you like basically allow yourself to realize other people's triggers, what they see in you, that's not your responsibility. Like, you can only do so much. And it's like, I think true freedom comes from that untamed nature, like the savagery, like you said at the beginning, like returning to the human. Like that's something that is just so, I see that idea, and it's like, how can I embody that? How can I be that? Like, what can I do every day to work towards that? Just more and more and more, and release this conditioning that's like enslavement, if you will, that is the human condition in all of these systems that we've created. And it's difficult because I don't think we can do it necessarily overnight, but
no.
But we can make the choice in this moment to work towards it. We can make the choice.
That's it. It's just choosing a different story, right? I'm just going to be done. But we like to keep the ships on the shore, kind of a thing. We like to, in case it doesn't work.
Yeah.
In case this, and you just can't have that mind. It can't be, it's nope, I'm all in. You have to be all in. There's not because you won't give a fair shot to move. It's like the person who keeps connection with their ex while they're trying to date somebody new, because when if this doesn't work out, I want to have connection there because I'm not ready. But then you didn't really give a fair shot to that, and it's just one of those things that it's going to be scary, but there's millions of us going through it. And you experiencing, as we said, that medicine, the part where you're afraid of is the most important part, is the falling down or the bottoming out or the feeling the loneliness or the feeling the symptom or the feeling of the truth and feeling, damn, that is the most important part. And until you get there, we can't ascend there. And we call it bottom. I'm not necessarily thinking we hit bottom. It's just, we're just like, this isn't ideal. And we just choose different. So you just change direction, but it's not like you hit this thing where everyone else is, this sucks. Well, I am old.
Yeah.
Well, I can take meds. Well, I'll just get another loan. Well, I'll just date somebody else or just have an affair. Well, I'll just take a vacation. I mean, it's just literally, they just keep going. That's the thing. There's no they don't have a sense of that because they never changed the direction. And it's only upon that change of direction where it's like, wow, was that my bottom? You just changed direction. That's all it was. It's not really a bottom. It was an opportunity. Like it was just a realization of, because bottom has a bad, right? It's like, like a bad thing. And I've always asked this, do we have to hit bottom to have this realization of the people that get it? Did they hit bottom? They found some reason to change direction. That was it. Some reason that was so great. It was greater than their previous story. And I don't know what that is, right? I know what mine is. But again, it's going to be on what do you value and believe in? And then what are you willing to put in? Because I love this version of life so much. I'm willing to do anything, like whatever it takes to exist here, high, hard, strong, like capable, independent, like done. Like I just love that we can just go anywhere, do anything. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. It's exciting.
Absolutely. And that radiates, like it's magnetic from you. Free, like true freedom. You embody true freedom because you're free from the existential suffering of the system. You've broken free. And I think that is the essence of existence. That is like just to be free. When I started like really looking inward, I thought I needed to have this written out purpose and all of this, like something like a clear goal in mind. I need to do this, and that. And like, it's good to have purpose. Like just by being, we have purpose, but it's so simple in what I think a lot of people are looking for, but don't realize they're looking for. The answer is so simple. Right. And that's why I love your message, because you radiate it out. Like, this is all you got to do. You just got to be yourself. You got to be authentic. You got to embrace the medicine. I'm curious, have you ever engaged in like different plant medicines, or have you worked with Mother Earth?
It's huge you said this. So what's being brought across my horizon are mushrooms. I want to explore that. Not any of the other. I've smoked marijuana high school and then fucked around with it a little in college and just didn't like the feeling. Coming out to California, it's all over the place. So I tried. I just never felt better, right? Yeah. But some of the deeper dive work that I want to do into the deepest caverns of my mind, I want to do mushrooms. And in that, I want to get them from a source because it's food. And I want to know, and I want to make it very spiritual and it's blessed. I'm on my own. It's not this fucking group thing where we all go in the desert and everyone's all these broken ass men, like all hugging each other. Like, no. I'm going to do this on my own because it is a journey. Maybe let one person know that I'm doing it. You know what I mean? But I'm going to go down deep into that and figure things out. So anyway, that I have not, but that is and I'll do it. And I'm going to do a podcast on it and I'm going to share. Because assuming it's shareable and it's important maybe for the share, it is my journey, but I do want people to maybe see that it's not so taboo, you know what I mean? And it could be something that's very, very medicinal if in the right context, right?
Absolutely. No, I've definitely taken myself out of the psychedelic closet, if you will, where it's like I've engaged in different, and you do have to very much make it like a medicinal ceremony, if you will. I mean, I've done mushrooms and LSD and engaged in that, and it's like if you can ritualize it and truly like just be and present and feel and like look inward, it's such a beautiful, and it goes beyond words, the actual experience. It's like the concept of enlightenment, where if you speak about it, you lose it. It's the same thing with like plant ceremonies. Like words will never sort of accurately describe what you experience, but it's very profound and very confirming, I feel like, on a lot of what, because some of those medicines have helped me learn some of these lessons that you already seem to like have a grasp of. So if any, like, and it's going to be different for everybody, but I feel like it would be very confirming for a lot of things that you're believing and helping uncover new avenues and new paths and different.
That's what I want, that deep stuff that I'm not even aware of. Cause there's always room for improvement. Like, absolutely. Even in sports, like anybody can work harder after you win or dominate something. Right. But it was coming home when you just shit the absolute bed. And it's like, what did I learn in myself today? Those were the opportunities were, right? When you just did horribly. Yeah. Okay. So I want to get horrible.
Yeah.
I want to go see some horrible shit and be like, oh my God, because it can only be better. I just see it as it's my mind. Like I'm going inside myself. Like, let's go there. I'm not afraid of myself, like we have this thing where your body attacks itself with autoimmune. No, it doesn't. Your body's confused and it's eating you alive. No, it's not. It would never do that to you. It's so beautifully orchestrated and beautifully like hardwired. Like, my God, this is not something I will ever be afraid of, is my own body, my own mind, no. And so that's the view I have, but I want to make it, I know friends who do it like once a month and make it very much a like you said, a ceremony, a ritual. And it's not going to be, with a partner in the field. So we can, no, there's no other people involved. I'm not,
that's the best kind.
Like healing. Yeah. Healing doesn't come in these big groups. In my opinion, I can't stand those approaches. Not saying somebody might not have success with them, but I just don't do well with that. And I don't think humans do either. As a whole.
I was going to say, you're probably like more prepared than 99% of people who actually go and take these medicines.
Everyone's asking me, like, dude, I just want to know what you do. I'm like, I feel like maybe I've gone to certain levels there just by being on my own, doing certain things, not being up somebody else's ass all the time because I'm afraid to be by myself, or going on these big walkabouts, or going and just denying myself some simple pleasures, you know what I mean? Or certain things like, shit, I don't know. But again, I don't know. I just know it's going to be so freaking cool.
I think the key, one of the things I heard you say that I think is so key is you said you're not afraid of yourself. I think that is so massive because so many people are afraid of themselves in a lot of different ways, whether it's, that's, if you hear about, just to, I guess, put it in the context of plant medicines, you hear about people having a bad trip. Well, the bad trip was them facing the shadows that were within and seeing the things that they weren't ready to face and to heal. But when you're not afraid of yourself, what is there that you're not ready for? Because, and the world is an extension of self. In a sense, we are one with the world. We are one with nature. We are one with all other beings. So if we're not afraid of self and we have this deeper connection to who we are, which you do, what is there to be afraid of? What is there to ever be afraid of? And it creates a life that is so deeply fulfilling. And
I think so.
Oh my goodness. And did you ever have times did you ever have a moment where you recognized fear of the self, or a moment that was breakthrough to realize like who you were on a deeper level? Like what was the moment like for you? Because it's very difficult to break out of the conditioning. And I feel like for a lot of people, it kind of happens by accident in a sense. Like at first.
So honestly, like, I think there's a bunch of those, right? Like the death of my brother was a big one. Like I bottomed out hard on that and then just reevaluated what my life was. I kept trying to feed my ego with women, with, cashmere sweaters, with, like the house. I mean, it was just this bottomless pit. I'm like, I'm not happy. Like I'm not fulfilled. And I'm kind of hurting people too, because I'm honest and open, but this isn't. And then he passes and I'm like, wait, that wasn't ever important. And the bottom was never going to be found. I could never change direction. I was just swimming down a pit. Mm-hmm. And then, so that was this realization. I got lost in the desert on my way out to California. And I had to literally think that I was going to die because I didn't know. I'd never been in the Canyonlands, the Needles portion of Canyonlands. It's like a couple 100,000 acres. And I thought I had hiked before and I got completely lost. And I was crying and I was screaming and I was yelling and I was fatigued and tired. I was going fetal. I couldn't stand up straight anymore. And I had to accept that I might not make it out of here. And I was okay with that. And then I ended up falling asleep and had this profound experience and completely nourished by apples, not psilocybin or something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was crazy. And it was just one of the most spiritual experiences I've ever had. so there was that. And then it was the relationship from my last girlfriend, where it was another one here, like 4 years ago. Just realizing when it didn't work, and it was just like the same kind of like cycles and stuff. I'm like, wait, it can't be all them. That's the issue. You know what I mean? It was like, well, if she would only, it's like, well, wait, what are you doing, man? And I was always slower to develop. I was slower to mature. I was slower to be a professional, whatever. I played professional. I was just like taking forever. So I feel like 43, I just hit like my teenage years.
Yeah.
And it's just starting to discover like what the next phase is going to be. And so I learned a lot where I expected them to sort of fill a gap or save me or fill a hole because my mom maybe didn't love me as much, and that relationship was super toxic. And now a female that I want love from what should have been mom didn't. So now I'm going to put that on a partner. Like, holy shit, you're never going to measure up. Like, it's not possible. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you're always going to let me down, and that's bullshit. And then me to even have that pressure on them, like, and just, so there's a lot of that. Right.
Yeah.
And seeing some of the worst in me. And that's why I don't give relationship advice. There's all these people who are broken, who are dating coaches. And it's like, wait a second, just because, like, even one of my people I lived with, he's like coaching men on how to have relationships. I'm like, dude, you were like all over the place. Like, I don't know. And so I'm like open to whatever my improvements need to be. I don't want to call them flaws, because I don't think we're ever flawed, right? I just think there's areas that need work. And if that's it'd be it with the opposite sex relationship. It was another one, speaking with, the Dr. Christian Northrups, the Dr. Kelly Brogans, like talking with these divine alpha, like women, and just the power of women and the respect that women deserve, and the intelligence, the intuitive, like they're one of the greatest creations in the fucking universe. They can grow a human being. Like, they need our help, but like, oh my God. Okay. So now if any woman in my life ever gives me advice, I take it and I do it. And they're like, this is insane. You just do. I'm like, you're a woman giving me advice. Fuck yeah. I'm going to listen to you. You are connected to shit I'm trying to be, and I can't because I'm not woman. I've got divine feminine in me, but oh my God, it's like woman, infant, cats. That's the order of who I take advice from.
Yes, 100%.
Like, literally, there's so much there. So I think it's just this deeper respect for that. And then it's being labeled as sacred masculine or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm just an aware man who's just knows his role. And I just want to be better. So literally, like, how could I be better? Because I want to share this life with somebody. I'm not about to go latch on to somebody because I'm afraid to be alone, which millions are doing because they just cannot be alone. It's like the next social event, the next thing. God damn it. Calm down. Like, have you ever sat by yourself, or is it always with this like circle of people? Have we ever had a meal by yourself, or is it always with this like breaking bread with a group? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Wait, what did women? This is good, because these are post ideas, dude. So women,
I love it.
infant, cat. This is great. So that's gonna be. I have these quick, because my videos are like averaging like 9 minutes or so, and I just kind of riff. But now I'm doing these like morning quickies, and I just kind of like don't discuss stuff, just throw it out there and just let people get all triggered and upset.
That's the way to do it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's hilarious, man. So anyway, that I think where my demons lie, so to speak, my dark, like the parts I'm not scared of. I want to do it, but it's like I just need help, guidance and pointing and whatever that is. But I'm totally open to the improvement of it. But that's where I'm at now, is just this newfound respect for what is woman, and then what is man in relation to woman. Like that, it's incredible, and the unity that comes from both. And not even that they have to be mates, but just like of the earth. Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
like the women of the earth, or the mothers of the earth. Like, even if they're not a mother, they're still a mother of earth,
Absolutely.
And what is man's role in that? Like, it doesn't have to be romantic or passionate. It's like, Jesus, just as a human being, that's the role I'm trying to look at. And so I'd say that those collectives, and then just the everyday me engaging, with the ones that I feel safe enough to allow close. and who get through my cheesecloth. Cause again, I don't need or have a lot of, I just, it's very, very small who's allowed in,
Right.
very select.
Absolutely. No, that makes sense. I love what you're saying about women in particular, because I've had that same, I guess you could say, revelation. The earth in itself is mother, right?
Yeah.
And women, the ability to give, like, create life within
Yeah.
them. And it's, what does the earth do? It creates life. It holds space for us. That's what the role of mother. And it's like, well, you and I are men. Where do we fit in that? And it's like it's been an interesting exploration for me personally to uncover that. I've been reading a pretty good book about, I think it's called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. And it talks about the male masculine archetypes that exist within nature and within ourselves, and how we sort of harness all of the different elements of the man, like the masculine energy in symbiosis with nature and with the feminine. And it's so interesting because I think we see what happens in society historically. Women are devalued, degraded, all of that. And it's, if anything, I do think the one thing that I'm noticing of this time is a power of women and power of the mother. And it's inspiring. And it's like, okay, now we got to figure out we need to get men to reclaim their power too. And like it's symbiosis, harmony. And it's when that happens, oh, look out.
Can't penetrate. Yeah. I mean, you can't get through there. That's the most powerful thing, that unit. So
look out.
Yeah, it's going to be rad. It's going to be rad because it will happen.
It will happen. Absolutely. So, Tommy, we're approaching about an hour. I want to just, where is sort of I guess as a last question. Originally, my plan for the last question was to ask you that New Earth question, but I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to ask. So I needed to ask it when it needed to be asked. But I mean, where's your curiosity at nowadays? What is sort of, we've sort of already talked about what your focus is daily.
Yeah.
Where do you see you in the future, present moments? Where is sort of your curiosity leading you? What do you, I know we can't predict the future, but what are you sort of expected for you in the near future? Where you're going to be?
So this is important. And that me leading Health Freedom for Humanity was a big deal. It was a very big deal. And it knocked me out for a while. Just making that decision. I was all in that group. As I've said, I'm all in with whatever I'm choosing to do, because why the hell would I do anything that I'm not all in for? Like, I just won't participate. Right. And I was all in and I was willing. So we all said, like, we're willing to die on this hill. Okay. I'm in. Like, I'll give up my practice. This is like what we're going to, like what we stood for. Then it left. So I was like, shit. And so I've been regrouping. So I'm kind of in this like transition phase, because I was even talking to Dr. Cassie about it. Like, who do I interview? I don't want to do interviews. Like, I don't want to do them right now. I'm not feeling it, because before it was about this freedom and these voices that are being censored, but I don't feel too good about this now. So I don't want to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
What's my next phase on this? I don't know yet. I do love the engagement of interviews. I do love the connection of people. I do love, my office is getting better now. And it's like, I don't know. So my curiosity is in the unknown of, I don't know, like what's next? Do you know what I mean? So something will happen, something will come up, because I'm going to continue to do the work, and it's going to gravitate the right projects, the right people, the right opportunities, the right open. But I've had to say no more often lately. And so it's protecting. I think that's the biggest thing in healing, is everybody is adding in all this shit, but they don't know what to say no to. They don't say no to anything. They just keep going. And then you never heal. It's like, I got people all the time. They're like, I don't understand why I'm healing. Well, did you ever cut out hiking? Did you ever cut out sports? Did you ever cut out these things? Well, no, I mean, that's what healed me before. No. You got to come out of that, cut all that out as you move forward. So for right now, I don't know. We're going to see. I know that I'm going to be ready for whatever comes. Otherwise it wouldn't come. Right. But I think it's an important thing for me. I've said no to 4 talks around the nation for people that want to have me out there speaking. I'm like, absolutely not, for what the groups stand for, because everyone else is just masturbating, waiting for the next group to ask them to speak. And it's like, wait. What do they stand for? What are they doing? What's the point? Look at the names that they're getting. Is that really what we need as a human species? Is this what's next? Or is it the next big interview so you can get the next 10,000 followers? What are you doing? We don't need more of that. And if you're doing that, I'm going to cut your legs off and push you over because we don't need more. And so that's literally why I got people shadowing me or people out. They're like, you're relentless. Like, just understand where I'm coming at you for, because of what's at stake. That's what I'm willing to do. Do I need this practice? Is it helping? I'm trying to make it of tuning fork of like something that's like, yes, I'm benefiting. I'm getting something to pay for my freedoms, like food and gasoline, and an apartment, like a house, but how can I shape this to where it's better? And do I need it? And if I close it down, what is my service? Is it farming? Is it as a teacher of a society or something? I don't know. But this is where I'm at now. It sure as shit isn't doctor. That's why I dropped it and burned the degrees and got rid of the license. So I don't know. Am I doing anything riveting that people can't just do on their own? Fuck no. This is the most basic, mindless shit that people can just do on their own. I don't even tell them that. But we're like creating these programs, paths, like, oh my God, man, you're just pulling into the pocketbook of somebody who's just scared, lost, and doesn't need this. So the shift of, I don't know, you got to ask me in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it's this huge May transition months. And there's others going through it too. It's interesting. People that are close to me, they're going through this too and feeling it too. I don't know
I feel
why.
a similar energy, actually. I feel a very similar energy. There's a big transition period, like into
Something,
it,
right?
Yeah.
Like there's something going on right now. And I don't know. I'm just not going to sit and be like, oh, humanity's going through a growth period. No, like what's mine, right? Like you're going to worry about yours. I'm concerned about mine. And that's all we can do. And then we reconnect. It's like, holy shit, you're better. I'm better. We're higher. Great. Look what we did for humanity. Awesome. Right. And then maybe there's a group or there's a something or there's a, I don't know, our community. 100%. We'll figure it out. I just do know I'm not guaranteed tomorrow or later today. Everybody's like, what are you doing this weekend? I have no fucking idea. You got to ask me Friday because I'm not committing to anything and I will not schedule. Like, what about, no, I have no idea. And I'm not robbing my peace of mind for your comfort or your security. It's not happening. People know not to even visit me. Like they'll try to visit and they're like, well, I thought we were going to, no, like, I don't know. A guy who interviewed me, damn it, I forget his name, but he reached out on Instagram and it's hilarious because he's like, hey, going to be in town Sunday, Monday, hang out, coffee, whatever Monday. I'm like, you got to ask me Monday morning because truth be told, I might not want to be with somebody then. And I don't know. And he's like, TJ, I love how fucking honest you are, man. It's so refreshing. And I wish I could say the same thing, but instead like, oh, I'm in town. We got to hang out. Why is that? Right. I don't know. Like, well, just come to town because you want to come to town. But this whole like, I don't know, man. Absolutely. We'll see. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious. And then what ended up happening was he didn't even reach out. It was cool because he got wrapped up in something and he got pulled in another direction, had a retreat of some kind and it wasted him. And I was like, that's exactly the thing, man. You don't know how you're going to feel. And what if you show up wasted because you scheduled to connect with me, but now we're less versions of ourselves trying to connect. You're supposed to connect. Damn, dude, just what's for you? Just you take care of that. I'll take care of this. If it matches up, it matches up. Nobody's butthurt. Nobody's moving. We're good. We're good. But I'm excited. And as I said, literally no beef with anybody. I joked with Alec. I was like, Alec, I think we have to break up. I made it like a breakup like message, because there's so much good and there's so many good people all around and everyone's discovering. Yes. And it's going to be cool when everyone discovers self and like truly what it is to be a free human, and it's just going to be an exciting thing. Even this group in San Francisco, they're looking at land, a huge amount of land that they're just going to create a society together for them, for their kids, but then and Dr. Edith said the same thing. She's like, someone said, how are we going to prepare for the next 3 months? Well, I just said, worry about yourself, put yourself in the best position possible to be able to adapt to whatever, right? It doesn't matter. So then it doesn't matter what you're thinking is coming in 3 months. It doesn't even matter. You're just going to adapt and it's not even going to stimulate you to even worry. Exactly. But then Dr. Edith said, she's like, remember them doing this created this huge group here tonight. So it's kind of cool that they keep doing this because we just keep forming, relationship or improving ourselves and finding like minds and, not taking it anymore. So we should only be blessed that there would be a stimulus to antagonize, to cause growth, because I said, if we're comfortable, we're devolving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if there's any kind of comfort, it's de-evolution. The growth comes from the discomfort. So if you're always comfortable, something's up. Like something's not ideal. So yeah.
100%. I love that. This last year definitely lit a fire under my ass in sense in the personal growth and like evolving and leveling up. So I definitely resonate with everything you're saying. And I'm excited to see what comes forward for you. You know, I'll surely be following on, Instagram, keeping up, and I'm sure in a couple of weeks time I'll be seeing something. I'll be like, he's leveled up even since the last time I talked to him.
See I know.
No, but it's amazing to see your journey and how you sort of relay everything and the authenticity and just following what is right for you, because that's all we can do. It's all anybody can do.
Yeah. So. It just makes sense to me. It works for me. And I'm just trying. So everyone's like, why do you do coffee enemas? Well, it doesn't. It's like eating food. Why do you eat food? Like, well, no, what does it do? Like, I don't have any idea.
Yeah.
I just know why I do it. I can't, but they want us to tell them. It's like, I don't know, just go inside, go discover, go experience, read a book, practice what the principles were for 6 months, see how you feel afterwards. Hell yeah. Read another one, do the same thing. Take this time, discover. So
yes,
you're the man.
Awesome, man. Such a pleasure to have you on. Is anywhere you want to send the listeners? Like your
ditto, brother. Shit. So I guess just my website. My website's so outdated. I got to get somebody to do it. It's just drtommyjohn.com. Even the name.
You got to change the domain name.
I know. And I got to do so. Just there is just where you can find my social media. Although I got to update my Instagram. I thought the Instagram would be set. So nakedtj_ is my Instagram. And it's such a good platform. Like the thing is, it's so versatile and like legit. And everyone's like, are you getting off there? No, there's millions of people there. Yeah. And there's a way that we could just like keep getting that message out. So I'm not going to leave there until I don't know. I don't know what would stop me, but I'm just going to keep going. So Telegram, I don't know what it is on Telegram because Telegram's confusing, but just through Instagram. And then through my links on Instagram, I'm almost using that almost as my website. So nakedtj_. And if anybody DMs me, I do get back to you, assuming it's not hate. And if it's hate, I'll write a clever response and I'll post it and you will be posted. So
nice. Right on. Yeah. Right on. Those are some entertaining posts. So if somebody does that,
those are my favorite ones. And I don't get as many now. I'm like, God, I wish there would be a hater who just drops something like, you're a stupid piece of shit. I'm like, well, pieces of shit could actually be, and I turn it. I don't. We'll see.
We will see. Awesome, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate all you're doing. This is such a fun conversation, and we'll have to do it again as we continue to evolve.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that. I'm always game, and this is good. And you're more savvy now.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You've gotten good at interviewing. It's good.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So it's like an art form, I just go with the flow. I guess before I used to be a little nervous, but now I'm just
love it. No, you're killing it, man.
The fuck it element.
This is good
stuff. Awesome, man. All right, let's go wrap up the episode. Catch everybody later.